Post-race live from the American Derby here on the University of Maryland. What a great first day. Cali Condors with a half-point lead after the first day of competition, 16 individual races and 3 relays in the books. And you see Cali with 234.5 points ahead of the LA Current just by the narrowest of margins. And we are so glad you are with us for post-race live. Olympic champion Becky Adlington, Bernie Guenther, and Becky, this day, it had it all. Great races, records. It was a spectacular performance.
Yeah, it really did. I mean, they brought the drama, didn't they? And I think it was nice to see some surprises. It was amazing to see how many tactics came into play, especially on those relays, because there's some tight finishes.
And one of the big reasons why the Cali Condor is so good today, you take a look at our MVP race, the MVP of the Naples match, Caleb Dressel on top with 25.5 points. He's scheduled to swim 8 races here in Maryland, and Caleb joining us now. And you take a look at your slate. I know that Greg Troy, your personal coach at home, and he loves to test you, and you were tested again today and came through once again.
Yeah, I mean, certainly, we want to use these meets as training and not just a reason to go float around and swim, maybe a 50 or 100. I want to use these as training, leading up to Tokyo and whatnot. So it's not only getting some good racing in, trying to win for the Condors, but it's a good practice as well.
What was it like competing here with a sold-out crowd and just outside of Washington, D.C.?
I mean, it was great. And it's nice to have all the Americans in one place because, it's really good competition. Of course, with the Europeans as well. But, a lot of these guys I swam against in college, so it's just basically like doing NCAAs all over again. So it's pretty fun. It's pretty neat how it's kind of coming full circle again.
How important do you think this is for the sport, the whole of ISL? Obviously, this is your second American one, but how do you think it's going to change the sport?
Oh, just the setup. Look at what's around us right now. The walkout, it makes us feel like professional athletes. That's what we are. It makes it seem like a professional sporting event. So I think it's going to help grow the sport in that aspect. And the crowd getting into it with the DJ. The DJ's, I need to meet him. I need to shake his hand. That's half the meat right there. It's just the DJ getting everybody going.
We can make that happen, don't we?
Please do, honestly. He's great at what he does. So, it's just little things like that. The light show, it makes it seem like, the easiest thing to compare it to is almost like a NBA game. You have the lights, lights turning on and off, the walkout, the intros. It's really cool. Then again, being part of a team, besides just representing your country at this point in my career, I went through college. That ended representing the Gators, and now it's on to the Condors. So it's really cool getting people all over the world being on one team, which would never happen if it weren't for ISL.
You take a look at the toughness that you have. Obviously, Greg Troy known for the way he tries to set the approach, and then Matt Delancey, probably one of the best strength and conditioning coaches. How does that help prepare you for this grueling slate that is the ISL? You think about 8 races over the course of 2 days. You got to be prepared to be able to compete.
Yeah, this stuff, it won't happen by accident. Goodness, I would not want to show up to one of these meets not being prepared or out of shape. It would not look very pretty. So, it happens in practice, getting ready for meets like this, and then again, other meets even besides ISL. So, you don't want to just show up and flip a coin and hope this stuff just comes together. You got to be ready for it.
And obviously, it's Olympic year this year. So, how have you put this into your schedule? Is it obviously going to do well for you?
Yeah. When I sat down with Troy discussing ISL at first, it was, okay, will this fit the schedule for leading up to the Olympics? And it was something that actually worked out in my favor, Troy thought, because going through my college years, I was having dual meets every other 2 weeks, sometimes twice in 1 week, just getting that racing in. So this kind of helps with that, set up the racing aspect and just getting good, clean competition, and just happens to be with some of the best in the world instead of another college team.
Caleb, thanks so much for joining us. Caleb Dressel right now currently leading the MVP race after day 1 here of the American Derby. Another star for the Cali Condors. She has done it in every breaststroke race that she has competed in. Lily King, this was her earlier today, winning the 50 breaststroke, and man, did she look good doing it.
Oh, just so strong, especially the 200. She just dominated the first 100, went out so strong. Kelsey, her teammate, came past her, and it was just one of those that was just phenomenal tactics. And here on the 50 metres breaststroke as well, so close, a really tight field. But again, she's just so dominant across breaststroke. She's the female Adam Peaty.
And to think about Lily King and the way that she has had dominance here in the ISL, difference between Adam Peaty is that she won the 200 breaststroke, and she joins us now. And Lily, take a look at your strategy and what you've done so far for the ISL. How much enjoyment has this been for you to get all these wins for the Cali Condors?
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, obviously a win's a win, so I'm gonna be excited about that. But now I feel like I've won all of my events so far, so I have to keep the streak going. So that's making me a little bit nervous before my races, but it's okay. It's been fun.
See, I think for me, you're the athlete that just stands out above everyone else of how much fun you're having. Like your walkouts, normally you see athletes, they're so serious, goggles on, focus music on, whereas you're just loving this environment.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're here and there are lights going everywhere and music, and it's all hyped up, and I'm out here like racing my teammates, like 2 girls on the LA Current I train with every day. And I get to race with my new teammates for Cali Condors, and it's fun. And there's no need to take it so serious. It's not the Olympics, so might as well have fun with it.
What does it mean for swimming to have this type of a platform, though? You think about a sold-out crowd here at the University of Maryland, worldwide television audience getting to watch you race. How much does that help get you guys amped up?
It gets me amped up. I like to think of myself as a pressure cooker, so like the more pressure and hype and lights and music and the show I'm all about, so it's fun. I think it's giving swimming great exposure. It's making it more accessible to a lot of viewers and a lot of young athletes, so I'm loving it.
I want to know about the team meetings as well that goes on behind the scenes, because obviously you guys, for a lot of the athletes, you don't know one another. Like you've just said, they're not your teammates, so you're meeting each other. Sometimes you're competitors, sometimes not. How have they been?
Honestly, ours have been super short. It's been like, all right, this is the order of events, this is where the ready room is, and that's it. So ours are pretty short and sweet, but we've had a good time trying to get to know each other.
Tell us about your race strategy in the 200 breast, because it's the second time that we've seen you kind of just bide your time, wait to that final 50. Is that the way you like to swim the 200 breaststroke?
I think so. I'm still trying to figure it out, even after however many years of swimming the 200 breaststroke. But that's kind of the strategy I'm going with right now. It's been working. So just kind of go out fast the first 50 and then let everybody catch up and then go fast again the last 50. So it's been working, so I like it.
Hey, perfect so far in the ISL. Hate to doubt it.
Yeah, no pressure for Vegas, though.
No, it's all good.
Lily King, thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Lily King and the Cali Condors, what a start they have had. Team standings right now, you see how close it is after the first match here, the first day of the match for the American Derby. Only half a point separating the Cali Condors and the LA Current. And we saw Dave Marsh talk about it earlier, a little bit of a blast of the passes. We're joined with head coach of the Cali Condors, Greg Troy. Used to be the head coach of the Florida Gators, and it's funny to see you and Dave Marsh go back at it. All those battles that you had with Dave Marsh over the years, getting to do it here in the ISL.
Always good.
What do you think about the way your team has performed and stepped up, especially with the grueling 2-day schedule that they have here in the ISL?
We're pretty pleased with today. We're a little up and down. A couple spots we thought we might be a little bit better, and but overall we swam a little bit better than we did in Naples. Everyone's a little different training cycle, I think, than what they were earlier. So it's certainly stressful, all those races for some of the athletes.
What do you think you're going to do tomorrow? Is there going to be any change? Do you just stick with the same tactics?
We're going to go back and take a little look, at all those relay splits. We've seen everyone now, and there's a lot of people at different points in their season. So we'll kind of do a little evaluation. We're going to do a little juggling tomorrow and see what we can come up with.
It seems like the relay, that's the big question. Like, do you go for the win? Do you try to split the relay? What have you decided so far for you feel like works the best?
We feel like we've got some pretty good relays, both A and B. So we've kind of gone with just what we had laid out on the relays. And it's if you win a relay, it's real hard to lose points in the event. Now you try to 1-2 it, there's a pretty big risk factor if you don't go 2-3 anyway. So.
We were talking to Caleb earlier about how he's put this into his schedule, obviously for the Olympics next year. Surely you must think this is only going to help for next year.
We intentionally like the idea of going short course meters because it gives us a chance to address walls, the quickness around the turns, even though we're in heavy training. It keeps us from getting too far away from the sharp stuff. And so we've done twice as many turns as we normally would this time of year, and twice as many push-offs. Those things become really big, so we can go into the new year with a real good focus on where we want to be.
Cali Condors head coach Greg Troy, they are in the lead after day one of the American Derby. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. The Gators did win, Bernie.
There we go. Great start for the Cali Condors. You think about the test for these teams, and again, it really helps if you're talking about trying to get a win in the ISL, having swimmers that are well-rounded. And I don't think it gets any more well-rounded than you think about the performance that Beryl Castadello has put together so far for the LA Current. not only did we see her win the 50 freestyle, but she also won the 50 backstroke.
Yeah, two quite surprising races as well. I mean, it was a bit of an open field, and it's one of those over 50 meters. It is splash and dash. It's just who can get to that wall finish. She told me in the interview as well, she took a sneaky breath just to check out the competition. But I think that's what the 50s are all about, and it's just fast racing. Who can get their hand on the wall first? Beryl
Castadello out of lane number 1. Does it make you a favorite if she joins us tomorrow for the skins race? The fact that you found a way to get your hand on the wall first in that 50 freestyle earlier?
I wouldn't say a favorite, but I have good chances and I'm very excited about it. Obviously, I want to get to the 3rd round and see what I can do. And I'm excited for the team. You know, we're doing very good right now, and we're on the way to Las Vegas, and we're going to be able to rest a little bit and so swim much faster than we're doing at those meets.
There's a great camaraderie with the team as well, and obviously for some of these guys, you've probably never met them before this ISL.
Yes, so I swim at A&M, so I know some of the Americans, but obviously I didn't know many of them. And we have a very great team culture, and I think that's what helps us to perform very well as well.
How does it help you be able to compete in the ISL in this team battle and obviously compete not just for yourself but for your team? Does that help get you amped up?
Oh, that makes me fly. I mean, I love this atmosphere. That's why I swim for, you know, I'm very excited that this sport is getting more and more professional, and very thankful for this opportunity because it's amazing. People have been enjoying it, and I mean, I've never really swim fast in season usually, and this is very helping me. I do it for something bigger than myself, you know, like having this team and people supporting us back home and even here on deck, in the crowd, so it's very exciting.
And your mom also held the French national record in the backstroke. What does she think about this as we take a look at your 50 backstroke and break it down? She's got to be pretty special to have her daughter be a professional swimmer.
Do you want me to? Yes, so I actually beat her record, and she had it 31 years before, back home in long course. And she really enjoys. She's actually, I'm not sure if she's watching because she's very busy, which is funny. You know, my family just, my grandmother went to the Olympics, my mom went to the Olympics. I have a swimmer's family, so they try to, you know, step away from what I'm doing and to let me be me and not, you know, she will make some comment about my races and I will be, Mom, no. You know, I get mad at her if she just makes a comment because I know what I did right, but I know what I did wrong as well. But she's very excited for me, and she's watching for sure.
Carol, an impressive day for you. 2 wins, winning the 50 free and the 50 backstroke. Congratulations on a great day.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, guys.
Big performance so far for the LA Current. They find themselves only a half a point behind the Cali Condors. And man, do they have one of the big up-and-coming weapons here in the United States swimming as a part of their team. And Andrew Seliskar, it seemed like you're able to swim just about every race. We see you go from the 400 IM to the 200 free. How much fun is it to have the versatility of these meets on a 2-day set like you do?
It's a ton of fun. It's something I really like. I look at it as kind of a training session because I never know what I'm going to be in on any given day. But I just love to do my job for the team and step up and race in whatever they put me in.
Well, Chase Kalish, he joined your team, and everybody thought this might be his crowning moment. Tell me, break us down at the 400 IM of your kind of come-from-behind win there, how you used the freestyle to win it.
Yeah, it was a great race. Chase is such a fierce competitor. He's always someone that's going to give it his all. So I kind of saw where I was in the heat with the last 75 left in that race, and you know, just turned on the legs and hoped I could get to the wall. But it was a great race, and I was excited to go 1-2 with Chase.
It's amazing that you have that speed this time of year, though, especially for more of a distance race. You're not one of the 50 boys, so I think it's harder this time of year to be able to kind of have that second gear to just move it up like that. Have you put this into your training schedule?
Definitely. Always work in the IM, always want to be competitive in all 4 strokes. I feel like just where I'm at in training right now, I have a lot of endurance and confidence, so just hoping to build more and more speed going throughout the rest of the year.
And we've been asking some of the other guys that have sat here about the fact that obviously you've not met many of your teammates before. What is it like to get to know the rest of the swimming community, especially ahead of Olympic Games next year?
It's been a ton of fun. I think one thing I love about the LA Current and ISL in general is just the amount of great athletes from all over the world. I know we have Felipe from Brazil. We have so many people that come from different walks of life in different places in the world. So to see them train and be at the highest level and to get to know them has been really special and really something that I've kind of looked forward to each weekend going into these competitions.
Well, congratulations on a great day, Andrew.
Thank you.
LA Current find themselves right now only a half point behind the Cali Condors with still a full day of competition. Our scoreboard at the end of day one of the American Derby: Cali Condors 234.5 points, LA Current 234 points, and the head coach of the LA Current, Dave Marsh, joining us. And Dave, you find yourselves a half point behind the Cali Condors, but if it wasn't for a relay disqualification, you guys would be in the lead after the day one.
We would, and the backstroke. Unfortunately, it's still pending a little bit, I think, but the Shane flinched a little bit on the start, didn't get advantage on the go, but we're still sort of discussing that right now. If that was to get overturned, we would also be ahead. But reality is, we're all in the middle of such a cool event. I think, Greg and I were just talking about it, how even being split lanes like we were today, we knew who we were racing in terms of the team total, so we were fighting for every point. So what's really nice about this competition is it's not just the person finishing first, it's that combined 2 places. You put that together, that adds it up. And, most of these athletes haven't swum in front of a crowd like that with that much energy, since, some cases, the Olympics.
I want to know, do you coaches talk tactics, or do you try to throw one on each other off?
You mean talk to Greg about tactics?
Well, just all the coaches.
Everything's up for grabs.
Are you honest?
We don't mind a little trickery. We don't mind a little, because they do allow you to change the cards. So you can, hold your cards for as long as you are allowed to within the rules, and we certainly try to do that. So it's one of those things that, like relay orders, sometimes you want to play around with those. But I think our sport tends to be very predictable. And I think this, the pace of this meet, the number of events key swimmers swim, I think it makes things a little more unpredictable. Because about the time you think somebody's going to throw on a giant relay split, they don't. They're human, and then gives you a chance to do what we've done a couple of the relays and finish 2 relays really high. And that's sort of our strategy. We really try to when we recruited this team, it started with depth, and we were really fortunate. I mean, for example, B was really a late addition to our squad. Celestar wasn't the first athlete we got, yet these guys, with their consistent performance and their ability to perform at the key moment, they've really become they're breaking out here, I think, in many ways. I think to some degree this will be the beginning of new things for them.
You're going to see those guys for a long time doing some big things. Congratulations on a great first day, Coach.
Thank you. Keep it going. Having fun.
David Marsh, head coach of the LA Current. Day number 1 in the books for the American Derby, and headed into tomorrow, we've got a lot of really big races, and I think everybody looks forward to the skins battle and finds out who is going to be the skins winner. And we start on the women's start list. This is the swimmers participating, to our knowledge. Beryl Gastadella maybe becomes the favorite after her win in the 50 free today.
It looks that way, and I love the skins events because anything can happen. And obviously, Siobhan, they're in there as well after her big 200 freestyle win today. She's not necessarily a 50-meter specialist, but she's got that endurance, and it's tough for these athletes, and they use the skins a bit like a training session. And obviously, you've got Olivia in there as well, so it's going to be a good battle.
And of course, Caleb Dressel, he is going to be the favorite for sure on the men's side in the skins.
I can't see anyone beating Caleb Dressel, especially from obviously previous matches as well. He's just dominated in that, and he's so amazing to watch, just how he just is so consistent. Most of the time you drop off, but not Caleb Dressel.
It's going to be a whole lot of fun. We will have it for you live, day number 2 of the American Derby here from Maryland at 2 o'clock. We hope you join us then. The ISL, the world's first and only professional swimming league.